10 boys, freestyle relay.
At East Coffee High School in South Georgia, Ken Suttles is known for two things.
I want you to go first, I want you to go second, I want you to go third, and I want Abe to go fourth.
He's the head coach of the school's championship swim team.
Swimmers, take your mark.
And he leads the school's 8th grade Earth Sciences class, an ecology-minded teacher who is particularly fond of Georgia's longest navigable river.
That's a pretty river, Abe. You spend a lot of time on it?
The Altamaha snakes through 9 South Georgia counties, draining the Oconee and Ocmulgee river systems with it. Every year, Ken Suttles teaches his 8th graders that industry and development threaten the ecology of the river.
Well, we were talking about how could you do something to preserve the Altamaha. And we said, well, you could write petitions, you could write letters. And they said, yeah, but I mean, if you do that, who's going to really even care?
So the 8th graders challenged the school swim team coach to swim the length of the Altamaha River to draw attention to its ecological plight. Ken Suttles accepted the challenge. He and some of his students built a raft, which would tail Suttles as he swam. And then the teacher would jump in with his hat and glasses, setting out to swim the entirety of the river 10 or more miles a day, amid the catfish and snakes and alligators at home in the Altamaha.
There's snakes and alligators and everything else. They try to get in your boat when you're just fishing, and what they gonna do if you're out there in the water?
I feel that's the least of my danger is getting eaten up by something. My biggest danger that I really worry about would be like a bad stomach cramp. That would be my biggest fear.
Ken Suttles had no idea that his biggest problem would be with another human being. According to local deputies, a drunk man with a gun confronted Suttles at this spot off the river near Jessup. According to the police report, the man commandeered Suttles' raft and held the group at gunpoint for about an hour.
From what the complainant stated, the gentleman refused to let him leave. And then things just got worse from there.
And he pulls out this pistol. So he starts shooting around the raft. I'm sitting there saying, please, mister, don't be shooting around this raft. We got kids on here, there's a propane gas tank. The last thing we need.
Witnesses told investigators that the gunman, 50-year-old Lewis Stevens, threatened to kill one of the students and made disturbing sexual references to another.
We've got quite a long journey ahead of us, gentlemen.
It brought to mind another nightmarish fictional river attack, portrayed in the book and movie called Deliverance, a story, coincidentally, set on another river in Georgia.
I'm sure you've read Deliverance.
Yeah, the guy kind of compared it to that night. He said they had talked about it a little earlier during the day, and he didn't think they were going to have to live it.
I think it was just our bad luck to meet the wrong drunk at the wrong place. I really don't know what his motivation was unless he saw us as just an easy target of something to pick on. Stevens
was arrested without incident and taken to the Wayne County Jail. And Suttles resumed his trip down the Altamaha, finishing the 170-mile swim in 13 days. He even managed to find an ecological lesson for his students in his disturbing riverbank encounter with the intoxicated gunman.
Everybody was so worried about the gators and the storms and the snakes and everything. It's not Mother Nature to be scared of. You can kind of respect and work with Mother Nature. It's that idiot human out there that scares out of you. So yeah, it was a lesson there for him.